Right, you got the American Adversaries Drive Time Prime Time show. Once again, very illuminating interview with Dave Katzman there. And I feel so privileged to have him as a regular part of the American Adversaries show and the American Adversaries cast of characters. Speaking of cast of characters, we got some here in the studio with us here tonight. And
it's you, Don. Not me. It's you, Chris.
All right, and of course I'm Christopher Hart, and John, Vicky Botsford of True Life Choice he's talking about is John Barros. WhoWillStand.net is where you can visit with John on the website. And speaking of the website, you can go to YouTube and see us on, I guess that's not a website, but you can go to YouTube and you can see us.
Adversaries TV and you'll find it.
There you go. It's that simple. That was General Paris. 407-774-8255 is the number. And Salem Media Group here locally is running a radiothon, and many of you folks have heard about it, and we're going to be talking about it some more here tonight. And it's to help out organizations like True Life Choice, who provide choices, better choices than the choice of abortion for women who are considering abortions. It provides ultrasound and other care for women and counseling for women and men who are seeking help to avoid having to go through the ordeal of an abortion. And for those who have had abortions, men and women, they provide counseling for you as well. So they have something for anyone who this reality in our life has touched. But before we went to Abe Katzman, John was beginning to tell us about Pendergraft, this butcher who runs one of the notorious abortion clinics, the one downtown Lucerne Circle area, where John works tirelessly day after day trying to convince women to choose something other than abortion, to choose life. And you were going to tell us that you had texted me Friday, you got arrested in South Carolina. Now you were getting ready to fill in the details.
Well, James Pendergraft is quite a character. He owns actually 5 abortion clinics in this state. He owns the one I'm in front of down on Lucerne Terrace, 1103. And then he owns the Epoch Clinic over on Virginia. Then he owns one in Ocala, owns one in Tampa, and owns one in Fort Lauderdale. And
now, does he own them in other states as well?
No, not that I know of, but who knows? I really have no way.
Okay.
But he's an interesting guy. He's a convicted felon, spent time in prison, license is suspended for the 5th time indefinitely. He owes the state of Florida $140,000 in fines, and he was recently found guilty of destroying a young lady and fined $36 million. And the very interesting thing is that when you have a $36 million judgment against you, it's very hard to get money. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that he's bleeding it out of his clinic somehow. But the interesting thing is that on October 5th of this month, he was arrested as part of a sweep in South Carolina where these interagencies of the state police, local police, and all that around Spartanburg were doing a sweep. They were looking for drugs, really.
A drug sweep?
Yes. And
in other words, had nothing to do with abortion clinics?
No. And then they pulled him over. And when they found in his car was drugs for sale, like LSD, marijuana, these kind of things for sale. But the most horrific thing, Chris, was that they found his abortion tools covered in blood with human tissue all over them in the back of the van. The sheriff and his...
Now, just a minute here. Now, we were told that the whole reason for Roe v. Wade was to prevent these backyard abortions, or whatever they used to call them, which sounds... Back alley abortions, which is what sounds like you're describing here.
He is actually in South Carolina, was going to people's homes and doing them at their houses. And I got to tell you, that sheriff is disgusting.
The sheriff who had him arrested?
Who had him arrested, yes. Now, they've arrested him on 4 different drug charges, but they're trying to build a case on
the
abortions without a license, I mean, you can imagine the laws that must have been broken for him to be able to do this. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to picture this guy. If anybody wants to see, they can just type into Google, just type in traveling abortionist, and you'll be able to pick up stories on it. You'll see his mugshot. You'll see all the charges. It's absolutely amazing to just sit here and think of a guy that I've known, not personally, but of course being an adversary of for years, and to just realize that he's like slinking around in the dark in the mountains of South Carolina, going into people's homes and selling drugs and doing abortion.
Right.
It's just unbelievable.
Is he still in jail? Did he bond out?
No, he was out like within 2 hours.
Yeah, I wonder where he gets money to bond out. You know?
Well, I looked at it, under the Spartanburg recently released, it showed 0 bond. So I don't know. I don't know what really happens. I don't know what's going to happen
legally.
At
least this sheriff is pursuing charges based on what he found with the abortion tools.
Right, he's trying to build a case. He actually called him a baby killer.
Well, he's right.
Yes, he is right. But, in Florida, our state officials and that don't use that kind of terminology.
You gotta love South Carolina. Gotta love the South.
Gotta love South Carolina. That's right. Well, hopefully they can build a case against the man. Unfortunately, his clinics go on.
That's an interesting thing. That when I speak, I always tell people, I look at the people going into the abortion clinic as through the lens of 2 Timothy chapter 2, where it says to correct those that are in opposition, perhaps God will grant them repentance and open their eyes, that they might see the snare of the devil, having been taken by him to do his will. And they're so blind. Every person today, I made an exact effort. I knew what was going to happen, but I explained to them everything. I showed people on my phone the record, what this guy's guilty of, what Randall Whitney's guilty of, what all these people are guilty of, and none of them. It did not faze them. They still went. Although later, God turned the hearts of 3 girls through the preaching and stuff, but
that's what really affects them.
Oh yeah, because they went to choices and got the ultrasound for their babies. God works beauty out of any.
You mentioned another person's name there just a moment.
Randall Whitney?
Yes. Who's he?
Okay, he's the guy he's the main abortionist now at Orlando Women's Center. And
he's the one who actually performs the procedures.
Yes, and he also works over at the EPOC clinic. And he's 83 years old.
83?
Yes, sir. He's been drug out the doors of that abortion clinic twice and arrested for battery on women while giving them an abortion. He's being sued in multiple malpractice suits. Just a few weeks ago, he punctured another girl's uterus. They rushed her to RMC. Her family came down, wanted to rip his head off. They called the police, and it's just people always ask me, what is it like being down there all these years been there? And I just tell them it's like an ongoing Stephen King novel. I mean, just when you think the horror is horrible enough, there's always some more horror to add on top of it all. That's what we got going.
And liberals call this good women's health.
Yes.
Right? This is a women's health issue. Yeah, bad health. That's for sure.